Hello everyone and welcome to Paper Tray Inc.'s 2017 Stamp-a-Faire event. I'm Ashley Newell and I'm honored to share with you a faux leather tutorial and how to make this card in this video with just a few supplies. And here are the supplies you'll be needing. You'll need pure glycerin and you can find this in your soap aisle at your local convenience store. I picked mine up at CVS. You'll need a spray bottle. And this is just like a little spritzer you can probably find in a travel toiletry section as well. And you'll need brown cardstock and brown ink and a ink blending tool. So this is the card that I'll be sharing with you on how to make, and you can see the focal point of this card looks like leather, and it's great for masculine cards. So you're wondering what to do to get started. In your spray bottle you'll need mostly water. Just a tiny bit of the pure glycerin needs to be added to it. I'll just show you just a few drops of how I'm going to put some in this water bottle here. But you can definitely fill the water up to the top and add about a third of, if that much, of glycerin. Alright, shake it up, make sure it's incorporated and mixed well, and just start spraying your cardstock. You don't have to use a small cardstock panel like this. You can use a larger sheet, a full 8.5 by 11, a 12 by 12, whatever you like to do. Just make sure you spray the front and the back of your cardstock and then crumple it up. Now remember, this is paper, so you don't want to be too aggressive or rough with it because it will tear. But the glycerin does give it a little bit more elasticity, if you will. So it doesn't rip as easily as cardstock will because it's wet and has the glycerin added to it. So you'll want to repeat this step again. Open it up, spritz it front and back with the water and glycerin mixture, and crumple it up again. And as you can see here in this video, how the crumpling adds the texture and the leather-like look. And here is a visual of it after it's dry. Now it takes a while to dry, so I suggest overnight, or you can use your heat tool or pop it even in your clothes dryer if you want to speed up the process a little. Alright, so once it's done, you definitely can leave it like it is because it looks like leather and it has a lot of texture to it. However, you can add more texture to it by using some brown ink and your ink blending tool to ink blend some shadowing areas to add extra dimension to the actual piece of faux leather. The other thing you can do with this is you can die cut it. I'm just going to be using this particular border die. It's not really it's not going to be making a cut, but it's going to make a border shape. But you can die cut it. I think these will look great as tags. But you can die cut it. I'm just going to show you here how it works great with die cutting. And the reason why I like to die cut it is because if you don't like it to be too wrinkly, this presses it out. So do this before you stamp it. Is my tip if you want to actually stamp on your piece of faux leather. If you're wondering how it cuts, this is a demonstration on how the faux leather cuts. It is cardstock, remember, but the texture of it is a little bit different, but it still cuts just like butter, as you can see. So feel free to use your paper trimmer with your faux leather and cut as you would cut your regular cardstock. So I'm just cutting this down to the panel to fit on my other piece of mix and matte frame here that I already have die cut. But first I want to show you how I'm going to stamp on it. I'm using, this is cocoa bean cardstock that I use, and I'm also going to be using the cocoa bean ink. So it still shows up well. I'm sure you can use heat embossing with like white embossing powder. Clear embossing powder would probably work really nice. I haven't actually tried it, but it's something that you definitely could try. Or you can use gold embossing powder. I think that would stand out very well. And as you can see here, I'm just using a regular acrylic block and my palm to press down. No stamp press needed. And I get a very nice impression of my stamp sentiment there. Once you do this particular tutorial, you will see that the fluidity of the actual faux leather, it feels like leather, so it doesn't feel like cardstock anymore. It may rip a little bit, and that's okay. It kind of adds texture to it. Another tip is you might want to use some sturdier glue. You don't want to use your tape runner on this because it does have the glycerin in it. You need something like a liquid adhesive or something a little bit stronger to adhere that faux leather to whatever you're adhering it to. And in this case, I'm doing cardstock. So I'm not using my tape runner, and it's because it kind of pulls and tears at it, okay? So use a liquid adhesive, all right, if you're trying to adhere the faux leather to something. Just to finish off this card, I'm just going to add some twine around to the top of it and tie it in a knot on the back so you can't see it. And this is just going to add a little bit more texture and dimension to my card. But the actual leather technique is done. As you can see it, it's basically coming alive there. I'm just going to add a little bit of foam adhesive to the back of this panel just to lift it up off of my actual card front. And I already have my last element already die cut here. I have a few stars that I have die cut. So I'm just going to be adding those to the front of the card. But as you can see, the faux leather is great for masculine cards. I think it would look amazing actually with feminine styled cards too. So please feel free to try whatever your heart desires as far as your creativity wants to take you with this faux leather. I think it's just a great technique and a great way to incorporate a leather-like look into cards. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you're having an amazing Stamp-a-Faire event, and I hope you've learned some great tips in this video. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know and I'll be on the forum to answer them for you. Here are the finished cards, and have a great day, and thanks so much. Bye-bye.